Marianne Elliott from 360 Mortgage Solutions. You may not be aware, but as a mortgage broker, I have access to over 30 different lenders and all their policies and products. So a lot of these banks and lenders, people have never even heard of. So I thought once a month I would take the time to explain a particular lender, what's so good about them, what may be a challenge or what their policies may not allow for, so that you can get to know the different lenders, but you can also get to know how that fits with you. The monthly lender review that I'm going to be covering off on for you today is around a lender called 86 400. So 86 400 is an online bank and they're relatively new, but they're very, very different in that they're very digital orientated. They don't have a whole lot of paperwork that you need to physically print off and sign, which is really refreshing. They've got a lot of their DocuSign documents and a lot of their IDs can be done remotely. So that kind of touches on one of the pros. We all know I hate printing off reams and reams of paper, and the fact that they can limit that drastically to, at this stage, just a mortgage document being printed is absolutely phenomenal. But a couple of other things that are really good with 86 400. So being that they're digital, they don't ask for a whole lot of documentation to verify things like your monthly living expense and your income. What they do ask for is that you complete a link to send your bank statements to them, and they can ascertain what your monthly living expense truly is based on the 12-month statements that they collect. They can also get a good indication of what your income is based on that 12-month bank statements, and that's how they work through a lot of their servicing. So this means you don't necessarily need to be supplying copious amounts of pay slips and tax returns or anything like that. Another really cool thing about 86 400 is they're up there competing with the big banks. So at the moment, they've just lowered their interest rates, and as of today, fixed rates for 1 and 2 years is sitting at 2.24%, which is really competitive. Finally, speed. So they are super quick because they're not asking for copious amounts of documents and you're not having to print things to sign them and return them. They are really, really quick, and they do aim to give you a 24-hour turnaround time. Another thing that I really love about 86 400 is their ID process. 86 400 will allow you to verify your own documents with another person. So that person can be absolutely anyone. Husband and wife can verify each other's, it's totally fine. And it's done through an ID process that you don't have to pay for. It's covered through 86 400. So again, it's nice, easy, quick, simple. Finally, 86 400 offer a fantastic app. And my BDM from 86 400, Ben, actually talked about how the home loan product has been built around the app rather than what banks and lenders typically do, which is build the app around the product. So with the pros, there always comes some cons. And so some of these could, if for some reason your 12-month average bank statements don't show your regular income, but perhaps you've just started a new job or your income has been building over time and now it's at a good consistent income, then potentially that might give you some challenges when they're looking at your bank statements. Another place where you could come unstuck is if you're claiming your living expenses are around the $3,000, and when you do your bank statements and when they pull your bank statements through, it shows a monthly living expense of much higher. So that's something to be mindful of as well. Another thing to consider is at this stage, 86 400 don't offer loans for anyone over 80% LVR. So what I mean by that is the amount you're borrowing is above 80% of the value of the property, then potentially 86 400 can't help you. And that's because at this stage, they haven't looked into lender's mortgage insurance and how that works around the online space. So it's not being ruled out completely in the future, but at this stage, it's purely for someone who's looking to borrow 80% or less of the value of their property. So that's a little bit of information about 86 400, but obviously if you want to know any more information or you want me to do some comparisons for you or talk more about LVR, 80%, what does that mean, then please either pop a comment in below or just reach out to me and I'll help you through. Thanks so much guys, and have a great day.